So today we're going to be looking at all Pokemon card rarities. And we're going to go straight into it. Let's look at the most basic card rarity, and that is common cards. You'll recognise them by the small black circle in the corner. And as the name suggests, they're the most common rarity of cards. And you'll pretty much pull several of these in every single booster pack. And common cards have been part of the game since 1996 when Pokemon TCG first launched. Most of the time they feature unevolved basic Pokemon, although there are some exceptions. Typically, common cards aren't hollow, but sometimes you find them as reverse hollows. Next up is uncommon cards, represented by a small black diamond in the corner of the card. They're a little rarer than commons, but you'll still get a couple of them in each booster pack. Uncommons can be both basic and evolved Pokemon, and pretty much all trainer cards are of this rarity. It's worth noting that rarity isn't just about collectability, it's tied to gameplay. When you're building a deck, you'll usually want multiple copies of that same card, so lower rarities are printed more frequently to keep them accessible, especially if it's something that you want in your deck a lot. Now we get to where things start to get a little bit more exciting. Rare cards, and these are marked with a black star. But don't get these mixed up with the black star promo symbol, we'll talk about them later. Every booster pack guarantees at least one rare, unless they're replaced with something higher in rarity. And rares can be hollows or reverse hollows. In the past, non-hollow rares also existed, but these were phased out in 2023 with the release of the Scarlet and Violet era. One important detail though, is if you pull a reverse hollow rare, it'll be in the reverse hollow slot, not in the rare slot of your booster pack. And here's the regional differences. Japanese cards don't use these rarities. Instead they use the letters C for common, U for uncommon, and R for rare. And after rares comes double rares, and these are shown with two black stars in the corner of the card. And Japanese cards mark these with RR. Double rares usually replace the guaranteed rare slot in the pack, and as you'd expect, they're much harder to find. From this rarity onwards, every single card will be hollow by default. Some EX cards also have texture, but that doesn't change the rarity, they're still just double rares. Next we've got A-Specs, which stand out with a magenta star. They're exclusive to this category and you will not see them anywhere else. And Japanese cards label them with a bold magenta ace. These cards are textured, have a unique hollow pattern, which makes them generally harder to pull. Illustration rares are often marked with a gold star, while Japanese cards are marked with the symbol AR. And you'll know these instantly because the entire artwork spans across the whole card, top to bottom and side to side. And they're alternate, more collectible versions of cards that are already in the set. For example, in Pokemon 151, the Charizard has 3 different versions of Charizard EX. And in Temporal Forces, there are multiple versions of the Walking Wake. The stats and moves are identical, but the art and numbering is what sets them apart. This way, players still have accessible versions for their deck, while collectors have something more exciting to chase to put in their collection. One thing to note, illustration rares often have numbers at the bottom of the card that are generally higher than the set list themselves. So for example, 151 has 165 cards officially in the set, but a lot of the illustration rares are numbered higher than 165. This is what officially categorises them as secret rares. Keep in mind though that secret rare isn't its own standalone rarity. It's a category that includes several rarities, with illustration rares just being one of them. Next up are ultra rares, which look the same as double rares, but they have 2 silver stars in the rarity slot. In Japan, these are marked SR for super rare, and they're also treated as secret rares because their set number is higher than the set count. The artwork again covers the whole card, but they're not as detailed as illustration rares. Every ultra rare features texture, thicker, glossier layers which are then pressed into the card for a nice detailed design. No illustration feels the same, and the texture often complements the artwork itself. After that we have special illustration cards, donated by 2 gold stars where the symbols are. These are often seen as SAR in Japanese sets. And these are fan favourites, and especially for good reason. They're like illustration rares, but with more elaborate and often storytelling artwork. And each set only has a handful of these, making them extremely hard to pull compared to other rarities. And like illustration rares, they appear in the reverse hollow slot of a booster pack. Hyper rares are the highest rarity currently available in booster packs. They're marked with 3 gold stars, or in Japanese, a UR. Hyper rares are instantly recognisable gold and textured cards. They usually cap off the set's numbering which means there usually won't be a card which is numbered higher than them. Some sets even feature hyper rare energy cards, which is the only time you usually get energy cards which are numbered. Then we get into shiny Pokemon rarities. These cards feature Pokemon with alternate colour palettes. Shiny rares are represented by a hollow gold star outline. And in Japan, the symbol is simply just S. And unlike filled gold stars for other rarities, these outline stars are unique to shinies, so you won't confuse them. And the texture too, making them even more special. And even rarer are shiny ultra rares. And in Japan, these are labelled SSR. Visually, they look very similar to regular ultra rares. But the Pokemon artwork features shiny colour palettes. Like other shiny rarities, these are always secret rares. Not every set includes them, but for one example is Paldean Phase, which was released in 2024 and is a very nice set. And finally, we have Black Star promo cards. Technically, this isn't actually a rarity, but it's definitely worth mentioning because promos right now are very hot. Instead of a rarity symbol, these cards have a black star with the word promo going through it. Japanese cards have a rectangle with the word promo instead. Promo cards are numbered sequentially, but they aren't tied to any specific set numbering. You will have promos for a specific set though. They're just numbered in that era's numbering. And they're distributed in lots of different ways. You have movie promos, special boxes, exclusive store releases. You have recently the Japanese Pikachu, which was only released in McDonald's. But the one place you'll definitely never find a Black Star promo is within a booster pack. And special mentions go to the new BWR cards in the Black Bolt and White Flare. These are some really nice cards which have just come out very recently, and it's a very new rarity that people are trying to collect. You have the Victini and Zekrom cards. They're all black or all white, or the Victini, which is red. And I'm not too sure yet about the Mega Evolution era, as it has only just started, and I do not know yet if they have any specific special rarities that are coming out. So that's the full breakdown of every rarity in the Pokemon TCG at the moment. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to watch more Pokemon content.